What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Unpro Pro podcast. I'm your host, Dane Sherritt, and it's knockout time. That's what we're going to be talking about. It's knockout time. It's quarterfinal time. It's the big dance time. Everything else before this doesn't matter. Yes, it matters a little bit because you had to perform to get here, but it's like the curtain raiser. It's like the before act. It's like pre-drinks. You want to perform, you don't want to outperform. You don't want to peak too soon. You don't want to not peak at all because like drinks out and about is expensive. Not making the quarterfinals is not good, I'm guessing. So you want to be peaking, you want to be good in the pool stages, but this is where it matters now. Knockout time. That's what we're here for, baby. We're going to get into quarterfinals, all four of them. Let's get into it. All right. Ireland All Blacks has got the biggest question mark for me over it. I'm torn. My head says Ireland, but my heart says All Blacks. Or have I got that mixed up? That's how torn I am with this game. In current form, recent form, I'm going off Ireland. Of their recent fixtures against each other, you're going for Ireland as well. But I don't believe in past fixtures or past results that can mean something now leading into this. Because if anything, if that's to go by anything, All Blacks have outnumbered Ireland. They've got their number for ages, forever. They've had their number. Of recent form, you're saying Ireland. They're off a 17 game winning streak. That's big numbers. Whether that's something that they're speaking about, that could be added pressure to them. But man, how good have Ireland been? Unstoppable. They've like how they've been playing clinically the best at this World Cup. There's been no, oh, maybe this, maybe that. They've been clinical across the park. They've got weapons across the park, experienced players, the younger, exciting players. More importantly, again, experienced players. They also have 50 plus thousand crazy Irish fans. And I'm saying that with the best at heart. Crazy Irish fans singing Zombie and just going mental, loving it for them. That has to add, you have to be putting 5 or 10 points on just because of the fan base that are there at each game. Um, All Blacks, on the other hand, coming off the back of two big wins. I mean, yes, it wasn't the toughest opposition, but that counts for something. It's big wins, it's confidence boosting. You could say that they haven't had the toughest opposition in the pool stages. All Blacks, yes, they lost to France, but then it was Uruguay, Namibia, Italy, which they won by ages. Where Ireland on the other side played South Africa was a tough game. Scotland was a tough game, even though they pumped them. Tonga was a tougher, more physical game, although they pumped them as well. So it's really I'm honestly I'm torn. I'm torn. There's a few selection criteria, I think, for All Blacks. You'd be wondering who's gonna. I think Damien McKenzie. He's like I said it in the previous in my review of last week's games. He's put two hands up to start. He's been on the bench for the main games because they use him really well. Off them, he can cover 10. He can cover fullback. He can jump on the wing if he has to. But they can do that with Belden Barrett as well. And D-Mac he's put his hand up. So, yeah, where you look on the other side of it, Ireland's team are pretty fixed. I think James Lowe's going to be fine. He had the finger in the eye. As the reports have come out that he's going to be fine, he's going to be ready to go. And they're ready. Their boys are all fit, ready. They're all firing as well. You talk about guys in key positions. You look at like Jonathan Sexton, Bundy Aki, you got Ringrose as well, James Lowe. and Jamison Gibson Park. And then you got Omani, Van der Fleur, Furlong in the front. Like strong, strong names, experienced heads that have been there. The only big question mark that we do have, we all know, and it's a big talking point, is Ireland have never progressed past the quarters. This is the team. If there was ever a team for Ireland that could do it, it's this team. They've done everything leading up to this that they can possibly do. They do it. They've checked all those boxes. They just literally have to go out there and keep playing how they've played. If they do that, if Ireland play this weekend against the All Blacks like they've been playing throughout this World Cup, they will win this game. I feel like All Blacks have to step it up a notch, get up to Ireland's level. What's going to be really fun to watch is they both have very wide variety on attack off 9 and 10. There's always little variations. We've seen Ireland, they're doing the loops where guys are coming around the back, where forwards are kind of acting as the 10, kind of a standstill and playing out the back. Or sometimes the forwards are running to the line and then playing the short, or they're running as decoy straight to Sexton. He's out the back. We saw those tries against Scotland for Ireland or first phase, where Gibson Park jumped off the line out. Van der Fleur played him. He hit flat out to one of the flankers. He played behind to Sexton. Sexton straightened the line. Bundyaki straightened. Ringrose straightened. Drawn pass. Keenan was over in the corner. And just the execution it's been fantastic to watch. So I really hope that they can go and execute in the quarterfinal, and that whole bogey of, oh shit, it's a quarterfinal. We've never done this before. Are we going to be able to do it? They're not even thinking of that, and they're just going out there and playing. Again, I think it'll come down, like all knockout games, it'll come down to, because you're going to get opportunities. Both teams are going to get opportunities. Is can you convert that into points? Whether it's 3 points or tries, keep that scoreboard ticking over, and I think that'll be the telling tale. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. There's no teams haven't come out yet, so we're not too sure what's happening there. But I'm going to go Ireland by 5. My Irish subs or fans, stick up with me. Yeah, Ireland by 5. I'm doing it. Whew. I feel better now that I've said it. But let's jump on to the next one. All right. France versus South Africa, the hosts versus the defending champs. The Booker. If the back-to-back is going to happen, we have to pitch. We have to rock up this weekend. France are the favourites going into this. I think purely off, they haven't lost a game in this World Cup, where South Africa, on the other hand, they've got the crazy home fans and the home soil advantage. We all know that plays a massive role. They've got that. Their fearless leader in Anthony Dupont is back. He got the go-ahead. He's going to have the mask, I think. He's back into full training. Will he start? Who knows? I don't think it matters if he's going to start. And obviously it matters. He's an absolute weapon. Best player in the world at the moment. But Jalabert and I think I'm saying it right, Lucho, the other 9, they've been playing, they've been gelling, they've been working their magic. So I think regardless of who plays 9, that's going to be Springboks' target, is to slow their play down, because France 9 and 10, their halves are just ripping teams apart. If they get on obviously the forwards are setting the base or the platform for them. But if those guys are marching on and getting clean ball, it's a lovely day in the office for them. They just know how to run it from there. Like I said, with New Zealand not having too many tough opponents leading up to this game, France, yes, they had New Zealand, but that was it. Where on the other hand, South Africa have had tough games against Ireland, tough games against Scotland, physical against Tonga, and then a blowout against Romania. But still, you need those tougher games going into this. You don't want that false sense of security of, oh, we've smashed teams and we're confident going into this. You want to have the rough and physical, rough and tumble. Yes, like I said, France have the home ground advantage. They also have Ramos, who is kicking the leather off a ball off the tee. Absolutely, like beautiful off the tee. So that's a bonus for them. That's at least 9 points for them. And then Mulvaka is who I've picked out, the hooker for France, has come on and just been carving teams up. He's so mobile around the park. He's like another flank. I know the hooking position has kind of drifted into that. It has, as rugby has evolved, that the hooker is kind of your third or fourth loose trio, but he's genuinely that. But he's also running over people and big fella. So he's in phenomenal form. So they'll look to him as well to be setting that platform. And on the other side, I mean, Damien Pinot as well. We all know top try scorer. Will he grab another few? I think the Boks are going to shut him down. Or if they can shut the 9 and 10 down, it doesn't matter who's outside them because they're not going to be getting the ball. You know what I mean? Jumping over to the Springboks. They're announcing the team on Friday, apparently. I'm putting this out Wednesday. I'm saying Pollard should start. I don't care. He's only played 40 or 50 minutes. He was really good in those 40, 50 minutes, kicking 100%, strong on defense, strong communication. He's the man. He's been there and done it as well. 2019. So was more than half of that squad that the Springboks have. So that's a big plus for them that those guys, they've done it. 2019, that squad has done it. Sia Kulisi, Peter Steph-Totoy, those boys have done it. Kitsov, Malherbe, Colby, Damien Allen, all those boys, they've done it. That's a big chunk of that squad. So mindset going into this game, those guys will be cool, calm, and collected. I'm hoping the Springboks, the Bokke, the South African fans, we need it. Back to back. It's going to happen. Are they going to pick the 7-1 or the 6-2? I would go 6-2, and I might even go out on a limb and say Manie Lebok might be left out. You can go with one of the 4 scrum halves on the bench and then Willie Leroux, who can cover a few more positions. Maybe. Does that happen? Who knows? I would chuck Jasper Wiese, definitely start. The energy he brings at the start of the game, and one of my mates, Constant Stradum, shout out, said this on Twitter, the energy he brings compared to how effective that energy will be coming off the bench, it's two different people. I'd start him at 8 and bring Dwayne Formulin off the bench. France did win the last game they played in 2022, but again, like I said, I don't read too much into that. Overall, Bokke have won 27 out of the 45 encounters they've had. France have won 12 with 6 draws there. And I'm going to go Bokke, Springboks by 3. We're going to kick a penalty to win and just shove it in everyone's faces. They've been giving us shit about kicking goals. We're kicking a penalty to win this one. Whew. And we'll jump on to the next one. England, Fiji. Who's that? What's that? Yeah, that's just the rugby gods blessing us with another fixture from heaven. Holy. The talking point before the World Cup was Fiji beating England for the first time at Twickers. And now we're getting a rematch. Ooh. Ooh, I think I'm sweating. Oh, I mean, then you go off the last 2 fixtures the last 2 games that they played. England nearly lost to Samoa. Fiji lost to Portugal. This is going to be either England, Fiji is either going to be a boring as hell game or the game of the World Cup. I have a feeling it's going to be one of the games of the World Cup. Fiji, I hope, haven't fallen for a bit of tournament fatigue where all of their guns have had to play each and every game to secure their spot into the quarters, where England on the other side could rotate their squad nicely. Again, that could count for them or against them. Who knows? Fiji have game breakers where England, I feel like, have match winners. Is that the same thing? I don't know. When I talk about match winners, I'm talking about kicking your penalties. Yes, Kuruvoli is there and Frank Lamani is there. But out and out kickers, you've got George Ford, Owen Farrell. These guys can knock over kicks. Yes, Farrell got timed out, but I think that's something he'll work on. It's going to be, I hope it doesn't turn into an England suffocating Fiji, just taking every single penalty. I think the ref will play a big role here in this game. Are we going to let the game flow or are we going to call every single thing? As a fan, as a spectator, as a fan of rugby, I don't care who's playing, of rugby, I don't want to know who the ref is. That's when you know the ref's had a good game. The game's just flowed, and afterwards, everyone's happy. Yes, obviously the losing side's not too happy, but they know they were beaten by a better team. And you go, oh, who was reffing? I don't know. That's what we want. That's what we want, man. Let the boys play. I hope it's not a stop-start affair because then I think England will win. They can just drag it out, drag Fiji down. It'll cause Fiji to having to do crazy things from their own try line and cause mistakes potentially. But man, Fiji just need to go in there and do what they do. Score tries, run the ball, hard, physical, flair. And that's what I hope. I'm pretty sure that's the mentality they'll have going into it. Yes, it's knockout. You need to win by 1 point and that's it. The bonus points, whatever. Go in there and just smash them. I think that's the mindset the flying Fijians will have. I'm backing Fiji. Fiji by 7. Fiji by 7. I've said it. I think every quarterfinal match, I'm like, oh, who? I'm like, okay, after I've said it, I've said it. That's it. It's out. The Flying Fijians by 7. Moving on. Wales versus Argentina. Los Pumas. Wales versus Argentina. Wales will be going into this as favourites. They topped their pool 4 out of 4, playing beautiful rugby. Beautiful rugby. Structured to a T. Again, experienced players in key positions. Dan Biggar, George North. Just those two. That's it. But then you have absolute weapon in their leader, Jack Morgan. I've spoken about him endlessly throughout the World Cup. Someone that's, I'm not too sure how many caps he does have, but it's like he's been there for 20 years. Knows exactly, not knows exactly where to be and when. Obviously he does, but the work ethic that guy does, when you say he's a leader that leads by example, that's the name that comes up, Jack Morgan. Argentina, though, on the other hand, are finding their feet when it matters. Had a great game against Japan. Yes, they let in a lot of points, but they also scored a couple of big points, big, nice tries. They got strong ball runners. Again, also experienced players in key positions. Matera is one. Boffelli on the wing. He's a great kicker, gun kicker as well. You got Carreras, that other wing, who's he's nuggety and strong and fast. That's what you want there. I think, well, and I've said it as well throughout the championship that was played before, the fact that the Jaguares aren't in the Super Rugby anymore You can see what like the likes of Japan, where the Sunwolves are out, and just that continuity that they're lacking, then that shifts over into international stage. Because like 80, I think 80+% of the Los Pumas players were playing for Jaguares. And that bond, you can't buy that, man. You can't. That's happens over time, over long periods of time, being together, playing together, same structures. So will that play a role? Potentially. Potentially. Um, on the other hand, and you look at Wales in the form of their life, it looks like that squad has been playing together forever. Dan Bigger, he's going to be my key. And I think, I'm pretty sure he's fit, ready to go. He's my key there. I think he's got obviously an aura of him around him. He's been there for years, kicking great off the tee. But I think what he does communication wise is massive for Wales. Wales won the last time they played in 2022. Again, not that matters much. I just like bringing up the little facts. Wales have the upper hand with 14 wins from the 21 games between the two. So that's only the 21 games. Yeah, that's only just. There's a couple draws in there. Only just. But I'm going to go Wales by 10. Wales by 10. So that is, we've got Ireland progressing, Springboks progressing, Fiji progressing, and Wales progressing. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be sad seeing two of the top 4 teams are out. They have to go home. So either Ireland, France, South Africa, New Zealand, 2 of those top 4 teams are going home. That's just the luck of the draw. That's just what it is, baby. And if you want to be crowned the World Cup, the world champs, you have to beat the best. Let me know in the comments who you think is going through. What do you think of my predictions? Do you think the same? Do you think I'm mad? Are Springboks going to go back to back? Let's see, baby. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.